my name is Alea Loredo, and this is my speech about misconceptions about communication. When learning how to effectively communicate, we need to know what is considered communication and what is not. Learning the difference between these two can not only make us better communicators, but can help us identify these misconceptions in others' speech. As someone who has had to unlearn many of these communication misconceptions, I have experience with how to identify them. In this speech, I will describe these communication misconceptions. I'll explain to you how they're incorrect, and then I'll share with you a correct alternative. To start, some people think that to communicate, we must completely understand the speaker. This is untrue, as not all communication is framed to be completely understood. For example, if Kirsten here asks Samantha if she wants to hang out today, and Samantha says, "I'm too tired, sorry," this could also be, "I don't want to hang out with you." A good way for Kirsten to know what Samantha is saying is to ask questions like, "What do you mean by that, Sam?" To which Samantha will say, "I just don't want to hang out with you today." This can vary, as some people try to use language to avoid problems with others, which can lead us to our next misconception. Some people believe that communication can solve all problems. This statement is subjective to the conversation at hand. For example, we have Josefina and Julie arguing about which color is better, yellow or blue. There's no point in continuing this conversation, as it can lead to more arguments, as they are trying to one-up each other. So a good way to counteract this is to learn when communication is necessary and when it isn't. So in this case, they decided to give each other time to cool off and come back to another time. Not all communication is good, nor is it all bad. And some people believe that more communication is better than less. This is also subjective, as talking too much can lead to unproductive conversation. This isn't to say to stop communicating at all altogether, but learning when to cease and continue is crucial. For example, we have Molly here talking about the argument she just saw, so I told her, yellow is better than blue. But Molly's been talking about this for an hour, and Addie is tired of listening to it. She's saying, "You've been talking about the same problem for an hour, Molly." So a good way to counteract this is to learn to let a concept fizzle out rather than continue to talk about it. So here we can see that Molly is letting it go, letting it fizzle out, even though Addie is saying that blue is better than yellow. She's letting it fizzle out. Communicating and learning how to communicate is a learning process. And with unlearning these misconceptions, it can make the journey that much easier. Let's review. We've gone over 3 basic misconceptions about communication. Communication is complete understanding, communication can solve all problems, and more communication is better. With unlearning these simple concepts, we can move towards having more productive, fulfilling communication. So next time you repeat the same story or spend too long trying to decode a simple message, remember these tips. Thank you.